Hello and welcome to Big John's Thoughts on the Market for February 2015. The beginning of 2015 was a little bit of a rough one for the real estate market, direct relationship to the lower prices in oil and a little bit of uncertainty in the economic future for Alberta. So what we've seen here is we saw that the overall sales went down about 39%, listings are up about 37%, that's new listings. And we see that the overall inventory is almost double what it was a year ago. Now again, why is that? Lower price of oil. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But what we also need to talk about is the absorption rate. So if you remember when we used to talk about absorption rates in the end of last year, middle of last year, we saw that there was about 2 months worth of supply, a little more than 2 months worth of supply in the marketplace. Well, that now has jumped up to just over 5 months worth of supply. And as soon as we cross over 3.5 to 4 months worth of supply, we see that the market shifts from being a stable market into a buyer market. And that buyer market means that we're going to start to see a little bit of downward pressure on prices. But if you're a buyer, great time to be out there buying because you've got historically low interest rates, lots of inventory out there, and again, it's really positive from that point of view. But let's take a look at this price of oil. As it's decreased, what we really look for is what does that do to the job market in Calgary and in Alberta. It's when the job market really starts to disintegrate or crumble with massive layoffs, no new jobs out there. That's what's going to create that lack of demand in our marketplace. And that's what really affects us in the real estate market. So we've seen job layoffs happen, but we haven't seen any real major layoffs that have occurred that would fundamentally change our real estate market. The big question is, are they coming? So we're going to be looking at the price of oil, the job market, employment levels over the next 30, 60, 90 days to see what happens. Now remember, $50, $55 oil, if we get back there and we can stabilize there or a little bit higher, it wasn't that long ago that we operated very nicely with that price of oil in the marketplace. It just remains to be seen if we're going to get there, be stable, and if the job market will stabilize. Again, I think what we've seen over the last 30 to 60 days is a lot of emotional reaction to the lower price in oil, a lot of fear that's being fed by the media every day. You can't open a newspaper, look on the internet, or watch the news without people talking about the crisis that the low price of oil is causing. So again, I think a lot of emotional reaction is happening there. We want to look to see what actually is going to happen. How long is the price of oil going to stay lower, and how is that going to impact the job market in Calgary and in Alberta? What you need to do now is really have very specific localized knowledge about your home in your community or what you're looking for in a specific community, because there are certain communities that there's still very little supply in the market. Other communities have exploded with supply and there's some really good deals to be had out there. So what you need is somebody that's been through this. I've been around for 17 years. Dave has been here for over 20. We've been through these cycles. We have the experience, the knowledge, and we would love to talk to you about the oil prices, the marketplace, how it impacts you buying, selling, maybe investing in real estate, because we still see very low vacancy rates in rentals. In fact, one of our rental properties, we're showing it to 8 people in a 2-hour time frame tonight, and we've just had it advertised for sale for 24 hours. So again, if you're looking at buying, selling, or investing, you need knowledge, experience. We're here to help you. Please give us a call. Don't panic. We'll work through this, and again, I believe that Alberta is very strong, the economy is diversified, and I don't see the big collapse that some people are projecting. But again, we have to watch that price of oil very carefully. I hope that you give us a call, and we'll talk soon.